Hello, everybody. The other day on both Facebook and Google Plus, I posted an image that I had made, which started out as a composite image of various different snippets from pictures that I took at the most recent Gwar concert I had attended to, and some people were asking how I went about doing that. You can see the before and after picture right now. Like the before picture is the composite I had made, and then the after is the digital painting I did on top of it. So I decided to break the process up into two parts. The first part, I'll be showing you how I got to the first step you see here, the before image on the left-hand side there. And then in second part, I'll do the digital painting on top of that. That'll probably be mostly just sped up. This will be done in real time. Now, this image, for this one, I'm doing it smaller than I did that one, but just for expedience sake. Just like that one, I have no preconceived notion of what I'll be drawing. It'll be some sort of creature or something I don't really know yet. So anyway, I have as you see on the screen here, is various different pictures that I took. So I'll show you each of the ones I have here. So in here, I got lots and lots of different pictures. They're all this size. So I got this one, then there's this one, and so on and so forth. And what you'll see I'll be doing there shortly is I'm just going to go through each one and pick out different snippets of different stuff I like. I might zoom in, I might not. I think at this age I'm not going to zoom into anything, just whatever looks good at this distance. So we'll start here with this foggy picture of Mr. Perfect, and for this one I'm just going to drag the whole thing over just to give a base to start with. And let's see, I'll zoom. Let's see, that's pretty big, so I want that. I think I want that orientated more to the side. So image, adjustment, image rotation. No, I don't want the image rotated, I want the... There we go. So I think I want it... There we go, that looks... I'll keep it like that, that seems good. So I'll just get rid of this because I'm not going to use it again. And now I'm just going to select different parts of this. No particular rhyme or reason at all. Just created some layer here. We'll start. And let's see, shrink it down. Turn it a little bit, shrink it. And right now what I'm looking for is interesting shapes and colors. And I got my semi-transparent eraser, just erase out some of it. This is or something else. It doesn't really matter what the image is at all. It's not important. I don't care. Especially at this point, since I don't have a clue of what I'm even making yet. And it's pretty much gut feel. There's no real plan at all. Just whenever I feel like bringing over, I will, and that's that. And eventually, at least this is what happened last time, I started to see something coming, and so I went with it. So a sort of creature started coming. Started forming, I should say. So it started to make some sort of sense. So I then started adding with a little bit more purpose. But for the start, nope, not at all. Here we go. Balzac, J-O-D. And sometimes I'll play around with the layer styles and whatnot, but I don't want to do that too much because if I end up getting rid of what's under it, it's not going to work right. But sometimes that'll make things look cooler. So, and eventually, once I start feeling more happy with where it's going, then I'll just merge down and create a more solid layer. I'm liking how that's looking now, so we just merge that onto the Mr. Perfect layer for simplicity's sake and not to take up too much memory, because I don't want to have so many layers. It'd be just too much to work with. Alright, that's enough for that one. Next. We'll just take Bone Snapper's arm here, throw that in there. And sometimes if I don't like the way the color currently looks, I like that shape, I'll, you know, do a little adjustment, use saturation. The blue seemed a little bit too much, so I might just drop the saturation down on that one. I think I'll just drop the saturation a bit on that. It's a little too strong. There we go. Get rid of that one. Now, in that image you saw previously, this part right here, that's what ended up to be that like stinger looking thing in the center and the bottom. Yeah, you never know what might end up being what. At this stage of the game, it's really all about experimentation. So play around, it doesn't really matter too much. Go with your gut. I have buttons programmed. I'm doing this on a Wacom Cintiq 21UX, so I have buttons programmed on the side that'll flip my canvas around, both vertical and horizontal, which I find handy sometimes to just break my mind, like to get it out of whatever mode it was in. So I don't get stuck in one thing when a better idea might come from looking at a different angle. No. So, an image is sort of starting to form a little bit, but not really. But looking at it now, I see almost like a beak-looking thing, and this almost looks like it could be an eye, and that looks like it could be, I don't know, like a fro or something. Don't know, because I don't know the scale of the creature, and I don't know if this is going to be like a head, or this probably be the creature's body right around here, which is, you know, the massive Mr. Perfect. That's enough with you, ball back. So get rid of that one. Let's see, do we use this one yet? No, I don't think we do. Oh. I think I'm going to flip that upside down. Now let's see, I'm going to pause the video for a second just so I can save the file. Bone Snapper's head is really good for finding interesting shapes in. Another thing that's always good for getting good shapes off of is beefcake shoulder pads. I mean, really, the Gwar's costumes designs in general are pretty cool. Are really good for shapes. Alright, now I'm definitely starting to see some sort of thing come to life. Kind of jaws here, spiky things up there, almost like a fish head here. So now it's almost looking like a fish or a turtle or something weird like that. But that's... So now, as I add pieces, I'll probably add with slightly more purpose. Alright, now I'm definitely starting to see something. I'm going to move this whole thing over and shrink it down a little bit. Whoops. I forgot how big this image actually is. I forgot the original Mr. Perfect image is so big that that's not going to work very good. I gotta select it first. There we go. So now we can move this part, shrink that down. Now what I'm going to do, actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to go back a couple steps because I did not want to do that. Instead of doing it that way, so what I'll do is edit, copy merged, edit, paste, in place, there. Now there we go. Now I could just move the background version out of the way. What I wanted to do is just get that background version out of the way. So now I got the main layer hidden. I'm just going to go ahead and texture right over this just to get rid of it. So that way we have a background. There we go. And so now this thing, this sort of creature layer, as I'll call it, is its own layer now. They're separate from the background. What I'll do is I'll closer crop those edges. As I'm starting to see a silhouette of sorts. At least for the front. I don't know what the back or this part's going to be yet, but I do sort of. I mean, it's not terribly important yet, but I work on it in this orientation for a little while. And that way it breaks me out of that. And I want to add something else to the background. Let's see. This. Because I don't want it to be completely murky gray. Although maybe I do. Oh, whoops, I did not. I need to move it. There we go. I think I like that coloring a bit better. There we go. Alright, back to the main figure layer. Whoops, I did not. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, the problem with doing the overlay is when I merge down, there was nothing underneath this other than the background. Since I wasn't merging it with that layer, it didn't work. So what I'll do is create a clipping mask. That way I'll be able to see when I'm going out of bounds, as it were. Yeah, there's good. Transparency a bit. There, that's enough of this picture. Next. It's looking like it could be some sort of ship instead of a creature at all. Maybe it's not a creature, who knows? And the same source material could easily turn into several different things because, you know, even in the paint over process, it could change like so many different times because I have no particular plan. So it depends on my mood, what look I'm going for, what I happen to see. And that's what's good about it, less serendipity, happy accidents and whatnot. Sorry about that. Let's see. I've been pretty sure I've been wanting it in a horizontal orientation or a landscape orientation rather than vertical. Let me just see. Adjustments. Rotate. What it looks like. I'll add for a little bit, like going like this direction, but I'm definitely going to be switching back to the other one. Only. This will break me out of that mode I was in. I say that a lot, and it's probably not very meaningful to you right now. I'm liking the coloring in this one. Bring some very saturated colors in there. Might get toned down later, but let me see this one. Let's see, more solidboard. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Whoops. That. Now, those of you familiar with my work will know that I'm a huge gear fan, so that'll definitely have a strong influence on however this ends up. And I like how that looks in overlay mode, so I'm going to have to go under the creature, main creature layer, go to a solid brush, pick the background color so it stays the same, and then you just pretty much cover that area so that when that stays on overlay, it'll all still be visible when this goes down. Top merges that. Oh, whoops, I forgot. I gotta. No, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Sometimes it's not giving me the. Why is that grayed out? It shouldn't be. There we go. Sometimes Photoshop can be a pain in the butt. Just do a little cleanup here. See, we lose this part when because for the same reason we lost the other one. So any part that's only semi-transparent is not going to show up properly on the main layer. Unless I put something under it. Now, since this one's only supposed to be a small demo, I'm going to be finishing it off fairly soon. Although I'm still not 100% happy with what it is yet. But I don't want to run too long doing this, because I want to get to the painting stage. But it's kind of premature. Not ready for that stage yet. I can tell because I'm not happy yet. That's why I keep adding stuff. Alright, let's see. Let me just squash this whole thing down. Maybe change its angle. Now it's starting. Now I can see a definite head forming. I mean, I saw one before too, but now Alright, I say that a lot. So what I'm going to do here is, now that I have a vague idea of what I want to do, I'm not painting over it. I mean, I am painting over it, but I'm not doing the main paint layer because I'll still be adding some more stuff. But I just want to, as I do see something here, I want to work with that. So now I could see like an eye here, general overall mouth shape there, and this whole thing is like some big alien head. Throw some more color in there. So I want to emphasize that now. Yes, I think I like that as a big alien head thing. Yes, much happier now. So now, it needs some sort of body. Now the question is, what kind of body would I want to give it? Like, should I put like shoulders here like that, or or giant. Well, I did the tentacle thing last time. Don't want to give it more an animal body. That's, so that's questions that will be answered as I add more stuff to it. So I'm going to save the file, duplicate the layer, don't mess it up. So as I add stuff to it, actually I'm going to add stuff under it. Still want to see it, but I'm going to be adding under it down here to see what kind of body I will give it. And so first, that's kind of big. I'll shrink that down a bit. It's actually supposed to be later under. I thought I already did this image. No. So the same way I got that top thing, I will now do for the bottom. Just collage stuff together. Alright, so it looks like it worked through all the images in that layer stack. So now we move on to this one. Okay, so now I see like sort of the body shape, so I'll just fill in this area with something, and that will be the base of my creature's body. Let's see. Alright, so I just need this area right here, just something to take up that space and add some visual interest. Yeah, probably push just this upper body will do. Alright, I think I'm fairly happy with it. What I'll do now is just throw up a quick, oh, whoops, wrong spot. Just a quick rule of thirds grid. Just to see how my natural instincts got into a decent composition. And yeah, I'm not going to really mess with that. That's beautiful. Alright, so this is, yeah, that's it. That's how I would start the painting, and start the process. Now I'll just close out these other files. Don't need any of them open anymore. What was the other one I do? Yeah, never used anything from that. That's alright. So, there you have it. That's the, and yeah, that's how I began the other one, and that's how I arrived at that before picture. And so now, next what I would do is I'm going to take this up and paint it. I might just throw a little bit on, let's see, on the luminosity layer, just to give a little bit more form to it before I go start that process. And so what I have this is a layer set to luminosity, and so that way I could just darken things up and lighten things up without affecting anything, like any of the shapes. I don't want to ruin the shapes. Let's see, this will be the neck. So we got neck here. Alright, I'll save the rest of that for the painting process itself. Alright, so thank you for watching this part 1. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe, hit the like, and all that fun stuff.